Okay, so today I'm going to use this yarn. This is the yarn I got from Kimmy's Kitchen and More. And I am going to make a rabbit pillow for my grandson because he wants one. Now if we remember, we go in front of one, behind the other, in front of one, behind the other, until we get back to the beginning. And you just want to make sure that it catches in the front here, because this is what is called a drawstring cast on. So we will, in the end, we will do a drawstring cast on and drawstring cast off. And you want to make sure that when you get back to this, well, mine is white. Now I do have this marked with red, so I know where it is. It'll go behind this one, and then the white one will catch it. And we're going to put it in the yarn feeder, and I guess I'll use the middle tension. Now I will turn the machine on, and we'll let her rip. My counter still works, so I want to make sure that the counter is reset. I am going to do 120 rows. So and hang on, I think I forgot to plug it in over here. Hang on a second. Yes, I'm sure it's going to make a difference now. You know, sometimes plugging these machines in makes a difference. So I'm going to turn it on. I'm going to pull this out as I go. Sometimes you get these little knotty things, and gotta pull them out quick so that don't mess up the machine. So I'm going to do 120 rows. I'm actually going to make two of these at 120 rows. Might go as much as 130, we'll see. Alright, so when I'm done with that, meet me back here. I forgot I was gonna show you this. Now we're doing the drawstring cast off, and let's see if I can get this close up. You want to make sure you get in between the pegs right here. You want to go down in the middle, bring it up, go to your next one. Try to hold the camera and do this, and bring it up. So see, they got these little pegs, and that's where the yarn is sitting, and you just go up in the middle. I'll make sure that doesn't get caught. Oh. Okay. Let's see, I'm going in between. This is why you need a nice darning needle. You don't want one that's too thick. And then I'll go to the next one and pull it up, pull it through, and then just keep cranking your machine around, and then pick them up until you get to the end, and then we'll stitch everything together. Now I did use the motorized one, so it only took me maybe 30 minutes to do both panels. Ended up after I figured out the stitch wise and stuff, I suppose I could have went 80, but I did 75. We'll see how big this one's going to be. And then if I want to make any other ones that are bigger, we'll see. And I'll probably make some smaller ones. So, stay tuned. Okay, so I've done 2 panels, and I actually only did 80 because once I figured out how many stitches per inch, I wasn't going to be able to make it as big as I wanted to. But that's alright. I can do that next time. Now, there is a lady that I was watching, Koala Knits, or some. I'll find her and I'll link her in the description. She makes a lot of things. This is where I got this from. I'm gonna seam mine together different. So what you want to do is make sure you stretch everything out good and stuff, which I've already done. And of course you got all these tail ends. Don't worry about those tail ends. Don't cut them off yet. That would be bad. So normally when we're seaming something together, you want, where your tail end is, you want it on the corner. Well, this time we don't. We want it in the middle, or somewhere around the middle. Okay? Alright. So, I need to get some extra yarn. I'll grab me a big piece. It should be big enough. I should have had this done already. Now remember, I got this yarn from Kimmy's Kitchen and More. I must have some bad lining. This is really a lime green. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my needle. I wonder if I make it bigger. I'm going to take my needle, and what I do is I put my yarn around it, and then I kind of pinch it. I pull the needle out, leave that spot, and it fits right in, and then I pull it. So, you got me a really big yarn end here, and I thought this was in the middle. Now, the other thing you want to make sure you do is when you bring you want your, see this? See these little V's? Is that not showing up in the camera? See, all these V's are pointing down. You want these V's to be going the same way. So when I pick up, I got this one going here. And when I pick up this one, see if the V, see how these V's are they're different? That one's going up, this one's going down. You want to just turn it. There we go. Turn it so that the V's are all going the same way. See, now my V's are going the same way. Okay, we are going to seam up this bunny pillow. Now I did get the idea from Koala Knits, I think her name is. I will find her and I will link her down below. But she used a different seaming method than I am going to. I'm going to do, I think they call it a mattress stitch. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go back to front. So I'm going to grab these two at the bottom. Well, the other thing you want to make sure too is that, see the V's? You want to make sure that those are going the same way. Because if they're not, it's going to end up like twisted. So I'm going to go get in here, back to front, right here. Went from the back of this one to the front, and I'm going to pull this through, and I'm going to leave myself about a 6-inch tail. Now I'm going to come over to this one on the side, and here I'm going to go back to front. So here we go, back to front, and make sure you have those two It's a V. Okay. And we're going to pull this through. Now this project only took about 30 minutes on the knitting machine. And I'm going to reinforce this here. I'm going to go back to front again in the same spot as I did the first one. See? Just to kind of reinforce this seam. Alright. Now we will start going up and we'll go back to front. I ended here, so I'm going to come over here, and here's the back. Back to front again. So you got that V. Pull it through. I probably don't need this long of a tail, but then you never know. Then I'm going to come over here and I'm going to grab this next one. Back to front. You're always going to come from the back, so back, back. Whatever's in the middle is the back. So I'm going to go back to front. And then I'm going to come over here. I'm going to go back to front. My needle cooperates. Well, it keeps sticking to my hand. There we go. Back to front. Like I said, you always want to make sure your V's are going the same way, because then your stitches hide better and it doesn't end up twisted. Now I'm going to come over here. I'll grab the next one, going back to front, and then I'm going to grab this one, back to front. I'm just going to pull it through both of them. Save myself a little time. Okay. Now, just remember where your last one was, which was right there. So I'm going to go back to front. And then I'm going to come over here and pick up the next one. Back to front. And you can do a couple of them. And here. Again, back to front. Just make sure you don't get no knots in there. And then it all comes. Make sure that is on the outside of it. And tighten it down a little bit. Now last time we were over here. I'm going to come back over here. I'm going to do back to front. Sometimes I like to get a couple of them going and then just pull it through. And you can see this ended here, so we come up. It ended here. I'm going to come up to this one. I'm going to go back to front. Come over here. Back to front. Like I said, as you go up, make sure you've always got your V's facing the same way. Just look at them. You might have to get them just a smidge bit of a turn. See, right now it's good, but if I kept going and I do this, it's going to get twisted. See how the V's are different? So you just make sure when you go up, you keep the V's facing down. Okay? I'm going to pull these through. Just make sure it doesn't get knotted up or anything, and I'll just pull it through slowly to make sure I get everything. And then in a little bit I'll just, we can just pull these together, and then you'll have, your seam will be right here. That's the seam. Okay, so you seen how I was doing that other one, where I went in the front, in the back loops. This one is a little bit different. we're going to see if this, how different the seams look. I just got a tangled mess here. Okay, so I want to see which seam looks better. So again, we have, oops, there we go. The V's are going in a downward position. I already picked up here. So when I come in between the V's, see, if you go in between, there's like this bar, and we're just going to pull up through that bar, and we're going to do one at a time. And my next one is right here. So see, I go in between, the V goes like this, and I come up, and there's that bar. And I'm going to pull it through. And come over here and grab this one. I think that's the right one. Yeah. Grab right under the bar, pull it up, and then see it's got all these stitches there. We can just take and we can pull it through, and then you're not supposed to be able to see it. So this one might actually be a better one. You know, you just got to try different things to see what works for you, you know. So again, I got the V right here. I'm going to put my, now on some projects you can do like 2 bars at the same time, like you would go under both at the same time, but this is going to be a closer stitch because I am stuffing it and stuff. So you just go up through a few of them, so in between the V there, and grab the bar. This one keeps twisting on me. Oh. Okay, right there's the bar. It's just right in between the V's stitches. Come here. See? It's in between there. So I'm going to continue stitching this up this way. When you get so many stitches in there, then you can just take and you just pull it closed. Okay. Okay, let's see where I am here on this. So I well, first of all, you're going to have a ton of different ends. Don't worry about that, none. So as I showed you, we stitch up both sides. Now this one, you can see I did the back and forth into the back, out to the front, back, front, back, front, and it doesn't look bad. Kind of messed up a little bit here, but that's all right. Now the other stitch where I went each one, you know, in between the, you know, grab just one bar. This one seems a little bit more seamless. This is, I mean, I can feel where it is, but it all looks the same. Where this one, I don't know if I just pulled too tight sometimes or whatever. Anyways, this one's all right too, but I definitely like the other one better. All right, so now we're going to do the ears. So I have my ears where I want them, and I went about 20 rows down. Okay, about 20 rows down. Now we're just going to cinch up the ears. I'll cinch that up, because what you're going to do, because you want these two sections, okay? want here, and you want here. Because what we're going to do is, we're going to stitch all the way down here, come around in through the middle, and then come back up to this one. So I'll take, which they both have pretty long tails. So I'll close up this ear. Close up this ear really good. Again, get this on my needle here. So I already cinched it up. Okay, now I'm just going to kind of put like a little knot type thing in it, you know, so it doesn't, I don't want it to come apart or anything, because I am going to stuff this. So I'm just going to go through it a couple of times. I came in here, I'm just going to go back out here and make sure you get the other side. I don't need to put a knot or anything, I don't think, in this, because I don't know, I just don't think I have to. So when all of this is said and done, we will be stuffing it. So I'll come in here a little bit. I think that's good enough. Just going to put my finger in here. Yeah, that seems good. So now what we're going to do is, same thing. Sorry. See how I got my... We want to make sure that the V's are going the same way. Again, see? V, V. And then I'll just... I think I want them up. Yeah, I want them like this. And I'm going to start back here. Okay. Just go down. Kind of come up in the middle here. I'll pull it through. And then I'll come over here and grab. And then I'm just going to, again, grab that middle bar in between the V's, pull out, again, grab the bar in the middle, okay, and come over here, pull, and then again, right here, so there's that V, and then there's that little bar in the middle, pull up. I'm going to do this, I'm going to go up and down, both of them. This turned on me again, hang on. There we go. And do that until you get down to the middle. We're going to do this one, and I'm going to do the second ear, and then we'll be ready to stuff it. When you come down here, we're going to reinforce it here a little bit, and then we'll be able to stuff it, okay? Okay. So I got everything stitched up. Stitched up the ears. There's the ears. And then, let's see. There's one side. There's the other side where... Now, if you look on the inside, you'll see it's kind of like a weird double layer. Don't worry about this side in here. Just put everything to the middle, because this is where you're going to stuff it. No, right here. You'll see, you got all this. We'll pull these tails all in at the end, and we'll cinch it up real good. So you should have like 4 tails. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we'll get everything cinched up in the end, but not until we get this bugger stuffed. So I'll stuff, and I'll get stuffed all the way up to the ears and stuff. That's what my grandson wanted. He wanted big. So I want to go get my stuffing, and I'm going to start stuffing everything, okay? But like I said, don't worry about, you're going to have a weird, you know, because this is where we stitch the two together, here and here. So So we stitched on this side, we stitched on that side. So yeah, you're going to have this. Don't put no stuff in here. Pull both your sides so you have it together. And then I'm going to start stuffing. I'm going to stuff the ears and then I'm going to come down. Okay. I'm going to try and finish this off. So I have to figure out about where I want the face. Well, part of the ears is right here. I guess I'll go down to like here. Is that right? So, what we're going to do is we're going to pick up, I'm going to try and do it the way that other lady did, Koala Knits. So we're going to pick up 2 from down there and then go right above it. Pick up these 2. I've never done this before, so we'll see. And then we're going to skip there. Now mind you, you do have to stay like in the same row. So we're going to do these 2. And we're going to do this all the way around. Now this isn't normally how I do it, but hey, I'll try anything new. So we were there. Let's see, we're right here. And we want to skip here and then come over here. I'm going to take these 2, make sure I'm in the same row hopefully, and then go right above it to the next 2. So I'm just grabbing 2 of these here, pulling it, and then we skip. I'm going to skip this row and I'm going to come over here. I'm hoping I'm in the same row. There we go. I'll grab these 2. Okay. Now I'm going to do this all the way around. And then I'm going to come up right above it. And I'm going to skip. Grab 2. And then right above it. So I'm going to do this all the way around. Oops, I just pulled my needle off. And I'll see. I don't know if this is going to work. We'll see. We'll see how this works for me. Okay. So I went all the way around it. Now we're just going to cinch it closed a little bit. Which I already did, and I tied it. And I think I should have cinched it more. What do you people think? Maybe I'll untie it and cinch it just a smidge bit more. I don't know why I tied it right away. That was silly of me. You got to make sure you have your cinch right before you tie, because you kind of want to, you know. Let me see if I can untie it. Oh, good. I only tied it once. So, we're going to pull it until you think it's a good body. Now, we can kind of shape it in here a little bit, make sure we have it where we want everything. Pull it down a little bit. There we go. Now, oh, see, I do it from this side. So I put the eyes here and a nose. I asked him if he wanted googly eyes, but he didn't want no googly eyes. I thought googly eyes on the bunny would look nice, but no, he just wants regular black yarn eyes, I guess. Well, that's what we will do. So once you get it cinched to where you want. Okay, so last but not least, we're going to try and do the little eyes. We're going to do what's called a French knob. Now I've done them when I was cross stitching. I haven't cross stitched in a while, but I think I remember how to do them. I probably have too long of a piece of thread or yarn. So I'm going to do the eyes in black. So I kind of want to see like where I want the nose. So I think the nose is going to be right about here. So I'm going to come in from the back. Now my project is also a little bit thicker, so kind of got to push it down to get the thing to come through. Now I am going to go through, I'm going to kind of split that piece of yarn a little bit, if you can see it. I'm going like into a piece of the yarn because I need something to hold the knot. I'm going to pull it through. I'm going to leave this on the back. I'm going to leave me a tail. That'll all get stitched in a little bit. Now let's see if we can do this on the first try. So what you're going to do is you're going to wrap. Okay, so I got my needle here, and we are going to wrap the thread around the needle. So I'm going to, because this is a bigger one, I think I'm going to wrap it 4 or 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I think 6 would be a good number. So we want to keep this kind of taut, and then you're going to go back into like the same hole, kind of like you went up in, and then we are going to push it back down by keeping this straight. This is going to be the fun part. I think I can do this. And then we want to come back. I want to come back through where I just came up. Oh, I got it. Okay. And you don't want to put it, you don't want to pull this too tight because you don't want to pull the knot out. Or you want the needle to be able to go through the little knot. Yeah, I held it too tight. This is just a little process here. Let me try this again. I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you want to hold it tight, but not too tight. I think I was holding it too tight. Now I'm going to split that yarn there again and come back down. Still trying to hold it so that the knot doesn't come out. Bring that through. Okay. Now you're still trying to keep this, hold this kind of not real tight. You just want to pull all this thread so it comes through that little knot that you made on the thing. And then just pull slowly, slowly, because you want to keep that knot there. And then just kind of pull it like so, so that you leave the knot there. Don't pull it too tight. If you pull it too tight, it will pull out. So I got my little knot there. I think that's pretty good. I want to make sure it stays up inside the thing. Okay, and then we're going to go through and I'm going to do the eye. Now I'm going to go back up in that hole in the back and try and figure out about where an eye should be. I think that looks good. Now we're going to do the same thing. Now, because like I said, my project is a little bit bigger, I need more yarn. So we got the nose. Is it in there? Yeah. So I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you're going to go down pretty close to where you already came in. I was thinking I could try and come down right over here, but I'm just going to go back to the back where I came in. All this will get figured in. I don't know where that came from. Get back to the back area, because you'll be able to tuck these stitches in later. I should be holding that other one taut, but I'm not. Okay, I got the needle through. Now, you want to hold this side kind of taut, but not tight. And then just keep pulling. And then leave it right about there. You don't want to pull tight, like I said, because you pull it too tight and then it's going to pull it out. Now, I have one more eye. I'm sure somehow I can go underneath, like underneath all that. I have to figure out where the next eye will be. And I'm going to repeat the process. So we want to make them rather even, in theory. Even eyes are good. Well, that looks good to me. I don't know if it does anybody else, but it does to me. And one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, if you're making a smaller bunny like this, you wouldn't have to go as many times. Okay? Now, again, I want to get this back to here, where oops, there we go. Now I want to pull that. Okay, I got it to pull through, so now I'm going to come back here. I need to hold this. And carefully pull it. And bring it up a little bit. There. And there we go. Now all we have to do is tie this off. So I'm going to go around this once. I'm going to go around it twice. Make a little knot. I will tuck this down in there in a minute. And then just tie in. Just go underneath to hide it. Like one. I'll get this to go down in a second, so that you don't see it. I think I can. And just kind of pull it in there. Just a little black piece there. I can pull it to. There we go. And there's my little bunny pillow. That's all there is to it. There you go. Little bunny pillow.